Welcome back, Saint Stuff fans. I'm your host, Wes Brown. It's great to see all of y'all back watching again. I really appreciate the views and comments that I've been getting. Today I wanted to discuss some statistical records that I'm wondering if the Saints can beat this season. So I want to talk about NFL season records that haven't been broken in a while. Some of them have, some of them haven't. What chances does our New Orleans Saints have at beating that record? And the reason for that record change there, or a possible chance of beating it, is because I don't know if y'all know or not, or some of y'all do, but the NFL has now created a 17-game long season. So instead of the 16 games usual, it's now 17. You add a game, that means a lot of records could possibly be broken. So let's break that down now and what those averages mean and what opportunities do we have to break some of these records. So the passing yards record, Peyton Manning set back in 2013, it is 5,477 yards with the Denver Broncos. Whether that's Taysom Hill, whether that's Jameis Winston, regardless of the quarterbacks, that would mean averaging 17 games, 322 yards per game. I don't think Taysom can do that if he is our starting quarterback. He just doesn't throw the ball that much. We run the ball a lot more. If Jameis Winston is our quarterback, that's a possibility. Honestly, he averaged something very similar to that with Tampa Bay. So, I mean, he is a quarterback that hit the 5,000-yard threshold. I mean, Drew Brees did it countless times. He's the only quarterback to do it multiple times. But then you have Jameis Winston, who actually did hit it with Tampa Bay. Now, he had 30 interceptions, but I think that's more doable, especially in a very high-powered offense. So, opportunity, I'm a buy low on that. I feel like it's a possibility. It's just probably not going to happen. So let's move on to the rushing yards record. This is a record that hasn't been broken in a long time, since 1984. Eric Dickerson with the Rams. He ran for 2,105 yards. Adrian Peterson got close, coming off of his knee surgery that he had, or was it ACL? Either way, he got close, but that record has not been beaten in a long time. So if we average that out by 17 games, that comes out to be 123 yards per game. Can Alvin Kamara hit 123 yards per game to beat the long record holder Eric Dickerson? I think that's a lot more possible than Jameis Winston throwing for 322 yards a game. I definitely think that's possible, and I think it's going to be broken anyway by Derrick Henry with the Tennessee Titans. Derrick Henry I saw some ridiculous stat that he has every season 3 or 4 games that go over the 200 rushing yards per game. So in 4 games, he's going to be pretty close to that or halfway done. So I definitely think Derrick Henry breaks that record, but I want to stay with the New Orleans Saints. Can Alvin Kamara get close to that record or possibly beat it? Now, he hasn't been close to 2,000 yards rushing. 2,000 all-purpose yards, definitely, but 2,000 rushing yards. If we have quarterback struggles early on, if we rely on the running backs to move the ball for our offense, if this becomes more of a running team rather than a pass, checkdowns, passing team that we've seen with Drew Brees. If this offensive dynamic changes to be more of a running game, which it possibly could, because we have outstanding 5 offensive linemen to run block for Alvin Kamara, Latavius Murray, and we have questions at the receiver besides Michael Thomas, I think the offense could shift in a way that we become more of a running team. And if we do, we've seen what Alvin Kamara can do. We've seen his 7 touchdowns on Christmas game. We've seen the incredible performances that Alvin Kamara has put up. Is it possible that he runs for 123 yards a game? It's very possible. I think it may not happen, but I think it has a chance. And where I'm going to be voting for Alvin Kamara this season to possibly break that record. So let's move on to another record pretty big record, the receiving yards record for wide receivers. Calvin Johnson has this record back in 2012 with the Detroit Lions. He caught 1,984 yards in one season. That's a lot of yards. However, when we divide that by 17 games, that only comes out to be 116 yards per game. Michael Thomas averages about 80 yards per game. So that would mean an additional 40 yards per game. However, Michael Thomas has had some pretty big games. He's had some pretty big numbers. He's put up 116 yards several times in his career. So is that more possible? I think it is, especially with the question marks that surround our other wide receivers. So Michael Thomas might be our only option when it comes to throwing the ball, or Adam Troutman, or some other unquestioned or unproven players at that position. So I think it's very doable that Michael Thomas could get close to this record. We've seen him do it. In fact, he's already 8th on that list, I believe. I'm pretty sure. So I think this one has probably the best chance of being broken at a 17-game season. This new added game is going to add for opportunities for these long-held records to be broken for sure. So last but not least, the receptions record, and this one has the biggest opportunity to be broken only by Michael Thomas, because he is the record holder right now. He broke that a couple years ago, and back in 2019, Michael Thomas holds the receptions record for 149 receptions in one season. That was a record broken by Marvin Harris, or Michael Thomas broke Marvin Harrison's record. He was Peyton Manning's old wide receiver back with the Colts, and that was back when those two were an unstoppable connection, and just like Drew Brees and Michael Thomas was back in 2019. So I believe this is a record that absolutely has a chance to be broken. Michael Thomas is probably the only person that can probably break this record for this upcoming season. And that is, depending on if he stays healthy. He is somebody, you can call him slant boy, or that he, there's all this criticism all out there for Michael Thomas, but you can call him all the names you want to. He is a reliable receiver underneath and running these short, reliable routes. He is somebody that does get open. He runs phenomenal route running skills, and he is somebody that absolutely can break this record if given a chance. That really averages out to be 9 receptions a game. Michael Thomas has had 9 receptions a game. It was 32 games in his career. I definitely think that is possible. So let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think about this. I think the biggest opportunity for it to be broken and have a New Orleans Saints beat his own record is the receptions per record. But there's an opportunity for all of these records to be held by New Orleans Saints by the end of the season. So I think a little bit, some of them are more harder to beat than others, but I definitely think they're possible. So let me know what y'all think. Comment, like below, like and subscribe if you would like to. And I thank y'all again for watching, and who dat?